coming to this small media meetup. Um, Me and Sean have started our journey 12 years back when we started this DQ Labs, and we have been very busy in trying to uh, make students successful. And in the process, we didn't realize that in the last 12 years, we have mentored about 12,000 students, right? 12,000. And we actually didn't realize till somebody else has pointed it out to us, right? So there was one advisor, and he was telling, okay, what is your strength? Like DQ Labs, as DQ Labs, what is your strength? And we were thinking our technology, our content, and etc. And he made us realize, his name is Vipul Rastogi, he made us realize that you have 12,000 students backing you, and you're not realizing that, right? So then we woke up, and then we thought, okay, yes, that is true. So what are these guys doing, these 12,000 students, right? So we started to get in touch with them one after the other and trying to understand where they are, what they are doing. And has DQ Labs played a role into their professional life, right? So we have requested a couple of them to share their experiences of what they are doing, and what they are doing is really mind-boggling. In fact, one of my earliest students, like 19 years back, I have mentored her, right? Of course, we have been in touch with her. She is a PhD scholar. I'm not, right? That's amazing. And um, she is in Netherlands. She's working with a construction company, right? So another guy is doing masters in New York, and another girl, she just finished her masters in Italy, and she got job opportunity in the US. So let us just listen to these guys, what their journey has been, and how we have helped them, and what kind of attitudes they are uh, they have developed, and they are using that in their profession, right? So let's start with Sri Lata. Yeah.
I was a student of Umesh's back in 2000 when I was preparing for my architecture entrance exam. With the help of his training, I was able to achieve the highest score in the state and was able to study architecture in Andhra University, which is in Andhra Pradesh. I think I was probably one of the first students of Umesh. Hi everyone, my name is Srilata Chunduri and I was a student of Umesh's back in 2000 when I was preparing for my architecture entrance exam. With the help of his training, I was able to achieve the highest score in the state and was able to study architecture in Andhra University, which is in Andhra Pradesh. I think I was probably one of the first students of Umesh. I've been in touch with him ever since and have received his input during every academic step in the way. He has been a great mentor and a great role model for me since then. During my final year of architecture, I had an opportunity to meet him at his office in Bangalore. Back then, he was working with Tata in the automobile division as a lead of design and innovation, and I was quite fascinated by his work. I guess that actually made me think about design and the different possibilities you have, different career possibilities you have. My interactions with him helped me realize that there's a lot you can do by having a design background. I chose to go into architectural engineering after my architecture degree. So some people even call it construction management. So it depends. I graduated with a PhD from Penn State University, and I currently work in the Netherlands for a construction company. As a digital construction manager, I work in the digital construction domain, which is about the usage of technology during a project's life cycle. I work both on building and infrastructure projects. My background in design has actually helped me come up with creative solutions, not only on my day to day work, but also at a personal level. Also, it has helped me become flexible and work on different subject areas. So it's not directly related to design, but you can actually use that design thinking and the creative thinking basically in any subject you work on. Based on my personal experience, my one recommendation for people who are pursuing design and architecture is to explore your career choices after your architecture or design education. I would say don't always follow the most conventional or most comfortable path after you graduate. Just be a free thinker and explore options where you can apply your design and creative thinking. That is the flexibility that architecture and design education gives you. You can apply the concepts you learn in architecture school in quite a few domains, and just don't be scared to try something new or something you dream of. Putting yourself in uneasy situations and getting involved in subject areas not directly related to architecture is completely okay, and it's completely doable. All right, I think I've said quite a bit. I wish you the best for your future, and thank you so much, Umesh, for giving me this opportunity to talk and share my experience with your students and parents. Have a wonderful day.
All right. So that's Srilata. Can we have Gavin? Um, so Gavin has done architecture from Bangalore. So it was way back in 2010, probably. Yeah. So he's in New York,
Hey guys, my name is Gavin. I'm currently doing my master's in the University of Washington in Seattle.
Seattle.
A little bit about my background. I very early decided that I wanted to do architecture and I signed up for DQ Labs. Um, to be honest, I was a bit overconfident at first. I did do all of the practice tests and did a couple of the sketches in the modules and sent them to Umesh. And it was about a week before my NATA exam when I got a mail from Umesh and he told me that there's still a lot more that I could do to improve my score. So I postponed my NATA exam, and for the next month, I met up with Umesh over Skype and we discussed my sketches, discussed ways in which I could improve. There were a lot of things that really built the foundation for me as a designer. Just focusing on the important design principles like perspective, proportions, balance, contrast, um, textures. These are very important things not just for architecture but any design field. So it's important to pay attention to these things, and that really built the foundation for me as a designer. I'm currently studying construction management. Um, I use a lot of technology now, which is very different from when I started off. We are just doing hand sketches and hand drafts. So I think it's really important to know that even when you're using these like softwares like Revit and Rhino or what have you, it's really important that you have your fundamentals straight. Like we still use design principles, the same ones that I just mentioned. So the tools keep changing, but the principles stay the same. And that brings me to like the attitude you need to have as a designer. The attitudes that I think are important are curiosity for one. It's really important to be curious because uh, these are things that make your design, like curiosity is something that makes your design a lot more sensitive, uh, not just to the environment but to society, um, to the context. Especially if you're an architect, context is really important, and you don't want to get into the design process already knowing what you want to do or already having something in mind. You design as an explorer. You have to explore the different options you have. Another important quality I think is perseverance. The thing is, we work under a limited time frame, and as designers, we're never satisfied with our design. There's like always scope for improvement. So it's important to persevere, and it's important to try and do the best you can do within a limited time frame. And then you know you have to be able to say, this is where I'm going to leave it. Um, yeah. Um, I think those are like very two important qualities that you should have. And even if you want to continue studying architecture um, in the future, or if you want to do architecture, it's a course that requires a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. So yeah, it's important to be curious and persevere and just have fun. Um, After I studied architecture, I practiced architecture in Bangalore for 3 years. I was fortunate enough to design a residential building for my uncle, and I designed it to completion. It was a really fun process. I was able to meet different people and manage the project to a certain extent. And that's where I realized that I have the ability to also do construction management, which is why I'm pursuing this today. Um, my interests are in building information modeling and in digital fabrication. It's all about, so building information modeling is all about using software tools to coordinate a project, and digital fabrication is more about using software tools uh, to design something and send that design to a machine which will fabricate that or build it like a 3D printer or a CNC cutter. So these are two avenues that I'm really interested in, and these are avenues that I think are the future of design. So it's an exciting world we live in, and I hope you guys are excited as well. All the best.
All right. So I met him on Skype because I was in the UK working for Jaguar Land Rover. But I had this deep passion of helping students. So I was helping students in India from the UK. And that is the reason we had connected on Skype, and I have guided him on Skype. One more student testimonial, Priyal, right? Now, these guys very much wanted to be in here and present to you, but unfortunately they're far off, so they have sent these videos for all of us to understand what they're doing in their life now.